animal welfare and biosecurity practices in recent years, Dr. Roland Cooper has been honoured with the RNA's highest accolade, the 2025 ECHA Legend Award. He was awarded the prestigious title by RNA President Mr. David Thomas at a reception held at the Royal Queensland Show presented by the Bank of Queensland tonight. Rolling's association with the ECHA began back in the 1960s when, as a veterinary student, he spent several years sleeping in the dairy sheds while caring for cattle from a local dairy farm. Many years later, in December 2014, he returned to where his career began, appointed chair of the RNA's Veterinary Biosecurity and Animal Welfare Committee. Since his first show in that role in 2015, Rolling has been the driving force behind the ECHA's veterinary and animal welfare practices. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new ECHA legend, Dr. Rolling
몇 시부터 몇 시에 한다고 하면 많은 사람들이 들어올 수 있는 그런 게 없으니까 다 되는
I'm not sure whether you're aware, but we also have a very fun fact in relation to Brahman cattle. Are you aware that Brahman cattle have two tails? No. There you go. Renowned for their hump, their loose skin and the heat tolerance, Brahmans thrive in Australia's northern climates. Hardy and resilient, they are highly regarded for their ability to convert poor pasture into quality beef. And I've been told today that they actually have two tailbones. So there you go, two tails. You wouldn't believe it. Two tails.
That's steel, that must be the bit on the horse.
Oh,
you want to do it again?
Well, I thought it was wonderful up here. I was wondering why I couldn't hear in my cans, to be honest with you. Well, what we might do now is cross to Leo from Goats. G'day, Leo. Let's stay on until the red light comes on.
So we got, with our goats, we got one of the largest entries this year. The goat section is well over 70 entries, which is good. We have highest number is the Nigerian dwarfs. They're actually the smallest breed in height, but the largest breed shark here this year. And the fastest growing breed.
와, 경공으로
Now, Leo, from somebody who does significant amount of
우리나라 현대차네. 현대 전기차네 이거. 이게 명품으로 놓은 차 같은데.
Then when you call a running team, they're just general feral blood. They're nothing special. But a lot of farmers out west have relied and rode on them and pulled them through a lot of hard dirt ponds on the beef market drops. Anyone that's had a really nice saddle, it's famous to comparative goats to. Yes, what breed of those goats? So there's predominantly a farm, which is, there's a few of them here this year. They used to be one of the largest show breeds here, but the Nigerians have taken over from that. They're sort of, go to the ladder, I suppose you'd say, they're sort of dropped off a little bit.
현대, 기아 뭐 전부 다 차 우리나라 차네.
And predominantly white for Nigerians, any colour. Any hundreds out there on social media, there was some video that goes with the flat. They fall when they yeah, they're funny guys. That's actually a genetic fault. It's I think it's quite a tone gene. We have hopefully checked it out as well, but yeah, we don't have that. That's an America and a few other places. So
Leo Clark, we might have got 5 or 6 goats last year.
yeah, well, we don't have any other year, that's for sure. Yeah.
Well, something else of interest. I think this is the only show in the world that has fish in the grand parade. Can you believe that? And a fish man in It's hard to differentiate between the two sometimes. But the fish man, of course, he is a legend in the fish world, Mr. Steve Baines. And he is decorated to the hilt, and he shows fish here at the Eka each and every year, and we do indeed have a fish out in our grand parade. He also has, and now Brett, you're a horseman, there's very few animals around the world or in the animal kingdom that will upset a horse quite the same as a llama. Llamas have been displayed at the Eka for 30 years and a huge hit with guests each year, originating from South America. In countries such as Chile, Bolivia, Peru and Argentina, llamas are one of 6 members of the camel family. Larger than alpacas, llamas are primarily a stud species in Australia with many hectares and pets by hobby farmers. So there you go, and the llamas in the parade today are Chopper, Magnum, Baloo, and they are led by Shane Hancock and Trish Ferguson. So welcome to our llamas to the Grand Parade. Now, Brett, I spend a lot of time around all royal shows in Australia, and I must say this is the best spectacle of any of the royals that I'm involved in. It is just amazing. It's turning the clock back to the Grand Parade world.
It is, mate, and it's wonderful to see, and we all watch the video down the big screen with us and the monitor here up here. But the history of the Grand Parade here at the Eka, just amazing. Just to see all the animals at one time out of the arena walking around. It's a huge effort for all the people involved, all the competitors, the owners, the riders, the handlers. Amazing effort to have them all out here. And for the Brisbane people, it's a really cool thing that you actually get to see it. It's something you remember. Until you're very old. It's really something to see.
Our fishman just past our commentary box right now, and doesn't he just look the part? He's having a wonderful time. He wants to be joining us up here in the broadcast box, but I couldn't do that to him, so he's having a ball down there. Now, we've also got some dogs in today's parade, which are led by the Beagles, cheerful and full of curiosity. The Beagle is one of the world's most recognisable scent hounds. With their keen noses and merry temperaments, these sturdy little hounds were originally bred for rabbit and hare hunting. Today, here at the Eka, they win hunts as affectionate family companions are ready for adventure. So everything from fish to llamas, to horses, to cattle, to goats, to dogs, this is everything we could possibly want. And of course, we also are represented by a chef down there in front of the steward stand, the Ernst main stand. We've got border
Leicester, Border Leicester, Corriedales, Dorper, White Dorper, Dorset Horn, Pole Dorset, Dorset Down, Persian, Shropshire, South Down, Suffolk, and the White Suffolk. No Merinos.
Very glad you drew that score to answer those boys. But yes, there's plenty of them. And of
들어왔다가
course,
나가는
the biggest bull in the show.
저
The
나가네.
biggest bull of them all, I should say. I will have certainly asked Mr. Paul Cottrell, our honorary council steward from the beef cattle area. Tell me about our biggest bull.
What would you like to know? The biggest bull of 1,350 kilos on the ground today.
His nickname's Buster.
His real name is actually the Station King.
The Station King, I think that's out. And I think also is Buster because my God, that guy's still on your foot.
He is very friendly, even if he does stand on your foot. He won't twist it too much.
Now, from the perspective of a horseman, for which I am, I'm not that familiar with the cattle job, but what's the temperament of these big dogs?
Well,
What are they like?
as you can see by that big fellow, is underholder here, but in the paddock he would still be very friendly. And I'd say most of the time they would walk out with a food bucket and he would come running over to it.
Now, interestingly, when would his show career have began? Would he have started as a young fellow and then brought to the shows and bred through as he grew, so did his classes?
It's quite possible he did come in as a calf with his mum back in the days when his mum was being shown. It's quite possible. quite possible that it was the case. But quite often he may get picked out as a 6-year-old bull calf and grew from there and worked his way through classes at various shows. As you can see, that he is a fantastic animal. If I may diverse for 1 second, I'd just like to give a regard to our normal fisherman who's Bill. He's not with us today. He's just in hospital having an operation. But I think we should.
Our thoughts are with Bill for sure.
And also our fisherman Bill has 4 books that he writes for kids. If you like one of those, I'll make you a fish there and there, whatever. So back to the point, he's a fantastic animal and he's won his way today and he's a champion.
Paul is a bloke from Victoria. Angus had a big dance here. It's cool time. How do they cope? Queensland beat up here? Are they more popular now, more popular breed?
They're growing popularity, yes. And majority, I think you'll find a lot of going into feedlot situation as crossbreds. Angus Hereford, Angus Limo, all probably. As you can see, the super black here today is a little bit of a crossbred going back to the
Is that cross with the Brahman or the Angus?
So what are these guys coming off now? the cattle, sorry.
Sorry, they're getting out now. That would probably be the Highland that Dexter's going out there now. They're to be judged on Friday, 1:30 in the main arena here next to the American. So I'm cheering all those specialty breeds, such as Australian Heritage, Australian Highland, Dexter and Highland, will be judged on Friday.
The dairy cattle we haven't mentioned, Steve, the Friesians, big dairy cow down there, the Jerseys. Guernseys, an older school dairy cow, the Holstein, Little Warra, which is an Australian developed breed. Little Warra is valued for its rich, high butterfat milk and ability to thrive in varied climates and farming systems.
Of course, the Holsteiners.
Holstein.
The Holsteins are leaders in milk production worldwide, combining size, style and impressive yield to the dairy industry. And our dairy cattle are here, I think, later in the week. Is that correct? They'll be representing themselves later in the week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been treated today to one of the amazing
여기는 호주 브리즈번의 에카 축제 현장이었습니다.
Before we go, Steve, just a huge thank you to one of our councillors here for the Grand Parade, Mary McMillan, for all her work to get this Grand Parade off the ground and out on the ground and running. And what an effort, Mary McMillan, you're a legend, and a great councillor here at the Brisbane Queensland Royal Show.
and an absolutely delightful lady to boot.
You won't miss her, she's in high vis today, all yellow.
That may be her out there in the middle of the
네,
arena.
감사합니다. 끝 마치겠습니다.
Mary McMillan, the mainstay of the arena. And she's going to kill you and I think, Brett, when she gets back here.
Love you, Mary. That's wonderful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we said at the